Hey guys, just Booster and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh video. I'm back. Sort of anyway, truth be told, I haven't uploaded something for like a month, which is quite a long time, I realized it, but I was just super busy with other real life stuff, sadly, which some very good stuff, which I'm very excited about, and then just some stuff that not so good. But I'm back, I don't want to dwell too long on the intro. Also, just a quick note, the day of uploading this should be my birthday, so yay, and what better way to celebrate my birthday than showing off a new take on one of my favorite decks, which is Sky Striker, combining it with Eldlich. This time I do realize I'm not the first person doing this, but I thought it was cool enough to show off, especially as like I won locals, which of course isn't that special, but I mean, I think people will probably think this deck's pretty interesting, so I just wanted to show it off. Don't want to dwell on the intro too long, let's just get into the deck profile. So before getting into the actual deck profile, I want to share a little short story of how this deck actually came to be. Because the day before this specific local, I actually played a pure trap Eldlich with like, you know, extravagance and then just like 30 traps or something. Like, it was kind of fine, but the real issue I struggled with was actually time. Because a lot of people, they spend like, well, at locals, Dutch locals anyway, spend like a bazillion minutes just thinking about how to play through the back row, and then it's just not possible for them to play through the back row, but then eventually you just end up in time, and then I actually went like 2 wins, 0 losses, 2 draws, that specific local, and I was like, okay, maybe a trap Eldlich, although I definitely think it's a good deck, it might not be the best way to go. So then obviously I did what a lot of people already did before me, and I was like, okay, so I have this engine that's not reliant on the normal summon at all. Which normal summon am I going to add to the deck? And then in hindsight, of course, the answer was obvious, because what other normal summon than the best normal summon in the game? Ray. As you know, she literally does everything. So I'll get in the synergy of the deck in a little bit, because on first glance there isn't that much synergy, because this engine requires you to not have any monsters in the main monster zone, and then this engine actually requires you to have this guy in the main monster zone to get your effects off. But there's actually like a surprising amount of synergy between these 2 archetypes, if you want to call them that. But yeah, I played double Golden Lord, I just don't really feel like losing to what's it called, Revolt on my 1 Golden Lord or something like Copper to give for DD, which is why I play 2 to not just have the entire engine shut off when you lose the 1 Golden Lord, and obviously 3 Ray, because she is the best. Then I'm playing 1 Rose. Honestly, this card might not be necessary at all. What I do like about this is that there's a Dragoon out, which is nice, at Dutch locals especially, and then it's also just another semi-starter card, but this deck actually has more of an easy time getting started than the regular Sky Striker deck does, which is why I might end up cutting this. But yeah, 1 Rose. Then I am playing hand traps. The reason for this is, honestly, both of the engines in the deck lose out to cards like Heavy Storm, not Heavy Storm Duster, but Harpy's Feather Duster and Lightning Storm evenly matched. So I think it's good to have some kind of, you know, non-back row disruption. And you'll also see this in the side deck, that a huge part of my side deck actually, or not a huge part, but a big part of my side deck is actually hand traps. So I'm playing triple Ash Blossom. There's actually a really cool interaction with this card as well in the deck, because obviously when you have Golden Lord on the field, you can also summon any zombie of Sanguine, including Ash Blossom, which is a zombie, and the Tuner, which allows you to go into your Hockey Fabrics play a lot easier. Which is cool. And then I'm also just playing Triple Vader. I basically think these are the best hand traps in the format. You could argue that Impermanence is a little bit better than Vader, but obviously, like I said, I didn't want to play Impermanence because it is another backloaded card that loses to Mass Disruption. So yeah, I'm playing 6 hand traps, just 3 Ash, 3 Vader, which are just the best ones. Well, in general in this format. Then I'm playing triple Cursed Outland. I know a lot of the trap lists are not actually playing this, but in this specific deck it's very good because you want to see send it to the graveyard as an additional spell. And yeah, the next card I'm going to be showing you is arguably the best card in the deck, and it's not going to be what you think it is because this is not actually engaged, but it is Area 0, and this is kind of the card that actually ties the two archetypes together, mostly in combination with Outland. Like, this is basically an FTK if you go first, if you hit with Area 0 anyway, because this basically gets your both your engines live, because you can add a trap card with the Cursed Outland, then go Area 0, add whatever you hit, send the Cursed Outland, then Outland will send the Golden Lord, and then Golden Lord can tribute the Area 0, and then that is pretty nice. The Golden Lord will not trigger the Area 0, by the way, so it's kind of dependent like on what your hand is and what you want to do, because you can also, obviously, if you really need to trigger the Area 0, then you can just add the Golden Lord to your hand and then just pop the Area 0 with the Golden Lord, and then that way you can potentially send this to send Sanguine to do, or not Sanguine, but one of the Golden Lands to the graveyard to get access to Sanguine. So yeah, that is pretty cool stuff. You really just want a hit of this to get your entire Eldlich engine live, and then hopefully this will get you to your Sky Striker engine in some way. And if it doesn't, hopefully you can maybe later get access to it via the Golden Lord pop, because you can of course use Golden Lord's effect to add it to the hand and just not summon anything and just pop the Area 0 if you really want to. But yeah. That's just one of the nice interactions of the deck, then the one terraforming, because yeah, Area 0 is just very, very important in this list. Then obviously engage, multi-roll, Hornet drones. I mean, shouldn't really have to explain too much about that. As you'll see, now it's gonna kind of appear like a regular Sky Striker deck. Triple Widow Anchor, double Shark Cannon. I'm honestly not sure if I should keep playing two of this, because we are of course playing Haquiro as well. Which kind of serves the same purpose in a way. So, and I really, you'll see I'm not playing Afterburner, but I really missed the Afterburner during the tournament. So I kind of might want to try swap out one of these for the Afterburner. So yeah, I'm not playing Afterburner or like Eagle Booster, because obviously I have to make space for the for the Eldlich cards. Rota, Cowboy Graves cards, just nice. I played for Foolish Bureau Goods because I figured that in a weird way it kind of synergizes with both the engines, but I'm definitely gonna cut this because it's just kind of underwhelming, to be honest. In theory it was fun, but yeah, then I'm playing triple Pot of Prosperity. It just helps you to dig to whatever engine or part of the engine you might need, and this card is really, really nice. Don't have to explain too much about that. And then for the traps, triple Sanguine, triple Conquistador into one Haquiro, just one Haquiro, because I'm also playing Shark Cannon, so you will usually have access to some kind of banish effect, and then Conquistador is just kind of the Sky Striker. The card Sky Striker is lacking as an engine. I honestly might want to try playing Golden Land Forever as well, because that actually gets rid of the Golden Lord on your field, which could enable activating your Sky Striker spells, because the way the deck's played right now, you basically need to activate your Sky Striker spells first before you start using your Eldlich disruptions. Which definitely does come up, but yeah, that's the main deck. 40 cards. I didn't play Upstart Goblin because it conflicts with the Prosperity, and there was also just no room, to be honest. Yeah, but that's the main deck. Like I said, I definitely want to try to fit in Afterburner. Most of the things I want to change are actually here in the extra deck. I'm playing triple Kagari, which is very, very nice, of course. Then triple Shizuku, which I also really like. And arguably, please don't hate me for saying this, but you could definitely get away with playing double Shizuku. Then I'm also playing double Hayate. Should go without saying. I'm playing double Zeke. And honestly, you could make a case for playing 3, because there's just a lot of times where you need to link away your Golden Lord with your Sky Striker link, and then this is obviously just the best thing to go into, because after that you can just go into Ayato or Shizuku, Kagari, whatever you deem necessary. But yeah, 2 is fine. I didn't really miss the dirt in this specific tournament. I'm playing the one Kaina. I'm also playing Nightmare Phoenix just because it's a generic link 2 you can make with the trap cards, as well as just with the trap card and Golden Lord, or if you really need to with a Sky Striker monster and a Golden Lord, and this out order, which is very nice, of course. Then I'm playing Hulky for the play I talked about. I'm not playing Celine because with this deck it's actually just, you know, easier to get access to more monsters, and Celine is basically the extra monster you might get, but you will usually have like a trap or Golden Lord to climb into the access code talker, which I do realize requires effect monsters, which is why we're playing Link Spider. And we're also, of course, just playing Link Spider in case we really need to get access to the Eldlich engine, so we summon this and then in the opponent's turn, and then go into Link Spider to get access to Sanguine. But yeah, I think the extra deck might need some work. Like I consider playing something like Hip Hoshinigan, or just anything basically that you can make with just the trap and the Golden Lord that's not Phoenix, because that just came up quite a bit where I wanted to do that, just to get rid of zones. Just playing any Link tree would also be nice, to be honest, just to get rid of your Golden Lord and your trap when you control Sky Striker Link. So yeah. Then the side deck, I played triple Cyclone, triple Twin Twister, just, you know, against stuff like Anti-Spell, Imperial Order, and just back row decks in general. Then as a nice out against stuff like Drytron or other combo decks, I played Forbidden Droplet, and then also against anything that's playing Dragoon. This card is just nice. Basically, if you draw this going second against Drytron, the odds of you winning are pretty good. And then, like I said, I'm playing just a bunch of hand traps to not lose out too hard to mass removal on the back row, which is triple Bell and triple Nibiru. And then for the tournament, it was just the locals. I went 3-0-1, so 3 wins, 1 draw actually in the end, but there was no one who went 4-0. Because I played against the only undefeated player in the final round, basically, and it was a pretty good test, I would say, for the deck, because I did play against some meta decks. In the first round, I actually drew against a Pure Shadow, or Invoke Shadow, I should say, Invoke Dogmatica Shadow. Yeah, so not Pure Shadow, don't know why I said that. And I figured that matchup was actually really good, but it turns out Ariel was really strong, and I think my opponent played like 3 of them, so that was kind of annoying. Lost the first game to that, basically, and then the second game, I ended up winning in time. I'm pretty sure I would have won it if it wasn't for time anyway, but yeah. Then, second round I played against Shadow Dino, actually. This guy was pretty new, and first game we just bricked really hard. He went like Evolution Pill, from hand pass on the Tyrell, which obviously doesn't really do much against this deck. And then the second game, I can't really remember. I'm pretty sure his hand was better, but like I think the matchup for this deck is just too good. Then I played against Tri Brigade. I lost the first game to Order, and then lost the second and the third game. And then in the final I played against Drytron. I won the Dire, I just opened really strong with like Call by the Grave, Shark Cannon, and Haquero, so he couldn't really do anything. And then game 2 he bricked super hard. Yeah, shout out to Dinant, who always seems to brick when he plays against me. So, yep. So yeah guys, that was the deck profile. I hope you definitely enjoyed that. If you didn't make it all the way to the end of the video, be sure to leave a like. Consider subscribing. I really plan to be uploading more often again from this point on. Probably not like 3 times a week as I did before. I do hope to get to that point again when I have enough time. But there's just, you know, stuff going on that also requires time, and time is not infinite, sadly. But yeah, I definitely will be uploading more regularly again. So yeah, if you do enjoy this type of content, or Digimon content for that matter, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!